The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Heckma Harrison, and Newy Scruggs.
Recording live from the SWBC Mortgage Studios. You know who is in the building today. I'm with my fellas.
Yes, sir.
D-Mac, you looking good today, brother.
Oh, yeah, man. Listen, I think I got pretty much everything I wanted to say. I
Are
was
you
bad
sh-
yesterday.
Yeah. Are you sure, Danny McCray?
I think it was light yesterday, too. It was light. I think it was light.
Anyway, you are now rocking with the best. This is the Players Lounge, sponsored by Tostitos, the official chip and dip of the Dallas Cowboys. And at the desk, per usual, my dude, Danny McCray, former safety, Dallas Cowboys safety, and Chicago Bears safety. Across from me, per usual, is my man Barry Church.
Yes, sir.
Former Jacksonville Jaguar and Dallas Cowboy. Man, both of your teams is doing both of your former teams in there.
We in there, man.
Fellas, we're going to start this thing like we always do before we get to what happened yesterday. Go back to the scene of the crime here in the studio, because there was an assaulting that happened up in here, HR. VC, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing amazing, man. It's a beautiful day out. You know, I don't play for TCU, so, you know.
Ooh,
man.
Lord.
Oh, man, that was ugly. 65-7?
Yeah, we're going to get
Ooh, we're going to get into that. But, yeah, I'm doing great, man. Loving life, doing good, man.
Loving life, doing good. Potty training over here, man. We working on it yet? Or you getting there?
No, we're not potty training yet. I'm still buying diapers.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm wishing it on you. Listen,
I know it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Speaking into existence.
But until then, I'm okay. I'm
there we
okay.
go.
All right. She wake up. I put her to bed at 8. She wake up at 10:30 to come get in my bed. So, you know, I don't know what else to do. I don't know.
Oh, brother.
But, you know, it is what it is.
It's like clockwork, 10:30.
Yeah.
Good sleep, though,
She
10:30?
sleep bad. She sleep bad.
Oh,
No.
I thought you meant like she was out the whole time.
No. I put her to bed at 8 p.m. She wake up at 10:30 p.m. to come get in our bed, and then she sleep bad.
Not meaning she wake up. No,
Yeah.
she spins in the bed.
She talking in her sleep. She asking for juice in her sleep. You know, so when I wake up in the morning, my eyes red, I'm tired. I'm like, I ain't getting no sleep last night.
That's what be wrong with you, dog. You sleep deprived. Thank you for telling us what's going on. You need some sleep, dog.
Blame it on Zoe, man.
Zoe, let this man sleep, please.
Please.
Hard out here.
It is hard out here, boy. I tell you, these new parents, boy, they let them come get in their bed. Remember that? Remember those days, Nicky? Hey, get up. We're going to take you right back over here. As many times as we got to put you back in your bed, as gently as we have to put you back in your bed, you are not going to sleep in my bed.
Man, every day I'd be passed out in the car. Next thing you know, I wake up, I'm in my room, like, man, what's going on?
Wait a minute.
How we get here?
Wait a minute, Barry. We're going to have to look into that.
Yeah. Sounds like you need to be putting in an NFL
No.
play.
I'm talking about when I was a baby, when I was a kid. All right, I'm talking about when I was a kid. When I was a kid. I'm talking about when I was. I ain't no.
Come on, man. We need to redo the show. You didn't mean to say that.
No, I'm good on the mental state. I'm all right, man.
Hey,
bookmark this. Please.
I was talking about. I pull up to the house, son. They say I know I'm in the crib. Nah, man.
That sounds like class action lawsuit.
They say, hey, man, check on your friends. Check on your friends.
Oh, I'd have been. If that was the case, I'd have been the top on that.
Check on your people. This is Check on Your People Tuesday. Thank you for telling us. That's the reason why I do the mental check-in. They always showing signs, so make sure you keep up with the signs. But, man, look, last night, if y'all were watching football last night, we all were looking forward to.
That's what y'all want to call it? Football?
Yes. Come on, Barry. We were all looking forward to that game last night. The Georgia Bulldogs versus the Horned Frogs from TCU. And, man, what excitement.
Who'd you pick?
I picked Georgia.
I think I picked Georgia, too.
Whoa, no. You was talking about TCU.
I said SEC.
Nah,
Come on.
I don't remember all that.
He did.
Come
he said
on.
I'm an SEC
He
guy.
said SEC.
No, I told you he campaign managered. He went there, but he was
picked
clear.
I said with my heart. I said I'll take
There you
TCU
go.
with my heart.
Here you go.
You did.
I did, because I wanted to upset. You know what I'm saying?
You was with Mattress Mac last night.
I told Mac, I said, Mac, you don't want to make this bet, Mac. Man, Mac went in full force.
Oh, my God.
How much Mattress Mac put on there, man?
3.1?
Yeah, dog, man. That's all right. I thought he was giving away free furniture again.
Man, how do you come? Anyway, I don't know.
Mattress Mac been doing it for long. He's selling a lot of furniture.
He got some bread.
I was in high school. Mattress Mac was the guy. He had commercials all over the place.
Really?
Mac got that bread, though. He got that bread.
But, man, 65-7.
Basketball.
65-7. And then, look, it was a point in this game where I was like, somebody need to come out, like committee need to get together and say, stop this.
Put the running clock on.
Stop this. They do it in high school.
That was bad.
They do it in high school. They do the running clock in high school because that thing could have gotten ugly.
That was bad.
That could have gotten really bad. If y'all think about it, they played 4 quarters of that. First team all the way. I don't even want to say what the score could have been.
65 points. Hick said it could have gotten really ugly.
They could have stayed with an 80 on that thing. What? 65. That was bad. That was bad. But let me get you guys' take on what you saw last night and the fact that this is expanding to 10 more teams.
Man, to be honest, I looked at that and you could clearly see, TCU. Whatever the case may be, maybe they put all their energy into that Michigan game, whatever the case may be, but it just looked like they didn't belong on that same field with Georgia out there, man. I mean, you could tell from the jump, Stetson Bennett, whatever the case may be, the guy just had it going. I mean, he was outrunning some of TCU's DBs, and I'm like, it's just not fair. And then we talked to CB earlier, the wonderful producer that he is, and you could tell, he could see that the offensive lines was just getting pushed back into Duggan's face the entire afternoon, man. And so it just looked like TCU just didn't belong, and the moment was just too big for him, man.
Yeah, no, goodness gracious. I watched the game, and it was confusing to me of why people even thought that TCU had a chance, all right? Yeah. The truth of the matter is, okay, Georgia is more talented. They got bigger, faster, stronger guys. The program and the conference that they're in has prepared them more than the conference that TCU is in, who lost to Kansas State, not even hanging a banner this year because they lost to Kansas State in the Big 12. All right? It lets you know how not good Michigan was, and Ohio State was. They played Georgia a little bit better, but it's just different levels of competition, and that's no knock against TCU. They had a great season, but you saw it out there. We talked about Winters last week and how he stood out last week. Georgia had that guy looking very average when he was out there. Yes. I'm talking about multiple times you looked up and I was like, this dude Winters is going to make a play. And then they're like, oh, no,
he's not.
It's not him. But you see the different caliber of athletes that go to a school like Georgia, who is now a back-to-back national champion, and then a school like TCU. So they got some catching up to do. Do they belong on that field? They belong on the same field as Notre Dame when it comes to these.
Shots fired.
Well, when it comes to these playoffs, man, when you go out there, they got one more time to go out there and put that type of performance up, and they'll be in the same bucket as Notre Dame, who every time they go out there, they put up something that you just don't want to watch.
Wet the bed.
Yeah, well, I don't want to say bedwetting by TCU because it looked like from the beginning they were outclassed. It's levels to it, and it's clear that the Georgia Bulldogs is on another level. But where I worry is with the expansion of more teams. I would just say it, man. Alabama would have been 2-loss. Alabama would have been more physical than that.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Would have proposed more of a threat. 2-loss Tennessee would have, I believe, given you more than that.
Yeah.
Teams, but if you're going to say, let's give, and I don't even know who the 12th team is, all right? But let's just say a North Carolina, a team like that, just the ACC or wherever. Big 12 team, whomever, and you put them in the same category as a Georgia right now, that's pro
league, man.
That's
right there.
Just the speed alone, and I'm telling you right now, Ladd McConkey, he open right now, wherever he is. He wide open.
He be open. I'm like, dog, how is this man?
It's a tight end.
He was always.
Brock Bowers.
He cold.
Brock Bowers.
He cold.
Was eating.
Flex him out, line him up. Whole monster. Last time I see the tight end, he was out there. They was all balling. I mean, they were playing TCU, and they looked at it. They looked at it like, hey, man, we finna go out here. We finna eat. I see a video of these dudes eating buffalo wings on the sideline.
That's so disrespectful.
Before halftime, they over there in the suite, like, let me get a mild, you know what I mean? Let me get a lemon pepper over there. What?
Give me a peach drink.
Before halftime, you eat wings? How disrespectful.
But to your point, all it's going to end up being is SEC West champion, SEC East champion, and then one of the Big Ten champions are going to be the final three the final 3 or 4 of that every time.
Yeah.
Every time after you get past the first round, which it may be 1 or 2 interesting games, because at that point you're going to have some of those teams that you named, North Carolina, Utah, somewhere playing in those games against each other. And it's gonna look like, oh, they're ready. Like
USC.
They can do it. And then as they move on, then you're gonna see that the upper echelon of talent, the Georgias, the Tennessees, the Alabamas, the LSUs, the Ohio States, those are gonna be the same teams that end up in the championship every single time, no matter how much you expand the playoffs.
Do you say to yourself, I mean, because obviously, the commonality, we all are college athletes. For you guys, coming up during a time just like me where they couldn't pay you. They couldn't pay you any money. But now with the NIL deal, transfer portal, and all of that, people are saying, okay, now the transfer of power throughout college football should be the great equalizer. Now, where Georgia doesn't get to hoard all of the talent, Alabama doesn't get to hoard all the talent. You see some of the classes that the University of Texas is getting. And so you're asking yourself, can these other teams make up the difference? TCU will never know what it's like to be on that level, but they found out last night that these are the kinds of things that you have to recruit in order to beat a Georgia. Do you believe that with the NIL and the transfer portal that maybe that would be a deterrent from SEC teams pretty much running the table?
Let me say something else about the SEC. They also have the best coaches. The Nick Saban tree, which is where Kirby Smart came from, is now back-to-back national champions, right? And then the championships that Nick Saban won on the west side of that as well, right? And then you sprinkle something in there every once in a while. You get an LSU in there, you get Ohio State in there. But for the most part, the coaching is different from those upper echelon schools as well as the talent. So it's not you can just go buy great players and then not put them in the right position to be out there and go make those plays. You also have to have the coaching. And these Big Ten schools, the top 2 that are up there, Michigan, but Ohio State more than that, and then of course the Big 2 in the SEC would be Alabama and right now Georgia. Yeah, the coaching is just different.
Yeah, coaching definitely matters, and like you said, I mean, you got the best of the best in the SEC. The only chance that those kind of outside the SEC conferences have is if they can get a quarterback. Because, I mean, we see that's the biggest difference in these schools that you're going against powerhouse. Like Stetson Bennett, he ain't the greatest of all time, but everything around him is the greatest of all time. Yeah. The only way to be able to combat that is if you got that guy behind the helm that can play well. And if you look at Ohio State, they had Stroud. And him and his connection with his receivers, they was giving Georgia everything they could have. All right. So I think if you can get these quarterbacks to come to these different conferences, then you got a chance. But, I mean, they got to be something extremely special because we see what we're dealing with at the SEC. Like you said, they're all bigger, faster, stronger in that division. And you talk about defenses, not only is the top 11, good, but the people that are backing them up, they're getting drafted as well. Right. I mean, I'm sure there's some cats from Georgia that's going to get drafted that maybe seen 10 snaps all year long. I mean, there's just depth on top of depth in the SEC, and that's really what puts them beyond these other schools, is that they just got so much piled onto it that you can go through that first layer and be like, all right, we weathered the storm, and here comes that second layer that's just as good. Yeah. I mean, it's a tough situation.
Let me get on Church real quick, okay? He said greatest of all time. Greatest of all time college football team is the LSU team of 2019.
Man, stop.
Not the Georgia team of last night. So, I mean, you put them 2 teams on the field, and that LSU team is beating that Georgia team.
You know what? I'm going to tell you like this. I tend to agree with you simply because they definitely had the better quarterback and receiver.
Yeah, quarterback and receivers. Absolutely.
Hands down.
You can watch what they're doing now.
But that defense for Georgia had, man.
Yeah, our defense was brutal. Yeah, our defense wasn't as good as Georgia's, but our offense was better than.
That's what it'd have been a good game.
Yeah, but Georgia's offense is not not world beaters either. So our defense would have still.
Man, have some respect for yourself, Barry. Toledo would have put up at least 20.
20 what?
I can't go with you on that. I can't go with you on that. I would have balled out. But as a total, yeah, we'd have got, It wouldn't have been 65-7. I know that. It wouldn't have been that.
But Church would have been mad as hell out there.
And we see number 42 walking to the locker room.
Church was only the third quarter. Damn, boy.
Would have been mad.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, I hate to see
Go.
it. That was my first thing.
Shout out TCU, man. They made it. That's one of those. Every once in a while, you have those stories, those Cinderella stories, and it just didn't end off a Cinderella ending for them.
Oh, God.
Who was that last year? Was that Cincinnati? Last year?
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Did they get smacked, or did they make it at least a game? I forgot.
Yeah, smacked.
It happens, bro. It's just
You have no business. It's like you don't have no business out here, man. You need to go back over there and play with the rest.
it's different. The last one was who? Oklahoma with Mayfield.
Was the last one?
Was when it was close.
Oh yeah, they lost in overtime in Georgia. Yeah.
So
that may have been the last time. But guys, we're going to talk about some Cowboys here while we have a few minutes before we go to break. Did you get it out of your system yesterday? Did you feel like you emptied your buckets on the negativity? I mean, now we have to start to circle the wagons to start talking about this victory on Monday.
Victory.
Yeah, we got to start talking about victory on Monday. It's playoff week.
Are you saying, do we feel better about the game?
Yes.
If I'm being completely honest, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't feel any better than I did the other day when we
No.
about
Let me not say that. Not better about the game. Better about the fact that the season is over.
Okay.
And that you have a new season in the playoff.
Okay, yeah. If you look at it that way,
That's the only way you can look at it.
It's a fresh season. Everybody got a chance.
Everybody got a chance. Only way you get to the Super Bowl.
Everybody got a chance.
Only way you get to the Super Bowl is in the playoffs. So I mean, you can't skip this step, right?
that's crazy. It's crazy that that's how you went from TCU where everybody got a chance. They made the playoff.
I'm just
and
saying.
now you talk about Cal. Yeah, we got to say, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy that the season is over with and hopefully the page is turned and they forgot about everything that happened during the regular season and we become a new team. That is the hope. That is the hope, that we somehow become the team that was running the ball, playing good defense, and protecting the ball. That is the hope.
And today you have a practice. Off today. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow they come back for a practice. And there's a lot to be worked on and a lot to talk about and sit down and circle and underline and say, look, we need to fix this. Possibly the left side of your defense at the cornerback position.
That's under attack.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yes.
The levee has broken.
Tell us how you really feel, Barry.
That's under attack, man. And you're not going against a guy that maybe he's in his 8th year or 6th year that's just kind of rounded into his form. You might be able to trick him here and there. You're going against a man that's been in the league 20 some years now. Right. Seen every defense there is out there. It's hard to disguise your defense or try to talk them into something. The only way you get under this man's skin and the only way you kind of get this guy down in the dumps or take advantage of him is if you can get pressure on him. If you can get pressure on that man, particularly up the middle, then you got a chance. Because we all know he's not the most athletic guy. All right, he's a quarterback that loves to be in that pocket, loves to be in his spot, stay in his spot, and try to dissect your defense that way. If this was week 6, week 4, week 5, when this defensive line was humming, getting 6 sacks a game type deal, I'd be like, I'm feeling pretty good. But what we've seen these past couple weeks, besides last week when they were going against Sam Howell and got 3 sacks, they haven't been doing much as far as pressuring the quarterback. And if you give Tom Brady time back there, it doesn't matter who you got on that defensive side of the football. He's going to be able to dissect you because what he does well is he takes what the defense gives you. If you backing off and playing zone, all right, I'm going to throw this little check down to Leonard Fournette. All right, I'm going to throw this hit to the tight end real quick. He may take a shot here and there, but he's going to take what the defense gives you, and he's going to try to kill you with 1,000 cuts. We all understand that about Tom Brady. So unless they can get pressure, man, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Yeah, and I'm piggyback off what you said on one of those points of like, if you don't disrupt the timing of Tom Brady and his receivers at some point, right? If you just want to play off and play zone the whole time, but you're not jamming guys and throwing them off of they paths when they're running up the seam or trying to get across the field, yeah, that's when he gets the ball out in 2 seconds and he nickel and dimes you, right? He'll throw a 6-yard hitch here, throw it to the flat here, throw it to Leonard Fournette for 7 yards. Before you know it, it's a 12-play drive for 8 minutes and a touchdown. You have to find a way, one, to get some pressure on them, and throw the timing off on these routes, right? Throw the timing off on it, and then you got a shot. And I think that's the only chance we have of winning this game is if our defense comes out and wins this game for us.
And so what I'm really alluding to, guys, is the fact that the big playability of the Washington Commanders had to have troubled you, especially seeing the way that Sam Howell was fitting the ball into Scary Terry and Dotson.
Yeah.
One player, Mackenzie Alexander, was brought in last month, I believe, now on the practice squad and has been rumored to be on the active roster.
Okay.
He better be. That's why here.
My leg. We've seen the other guys.
Yeah.
We've seen what they got.
I said it's a one-game season right now.
Yeah.
You bring him in.
This is
put your best out.
and so going off of what you're saying, look, you solve all of that by getting your pass rush back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you solve all of that by getting Tom Brady off of his spots and making him uncomfortable. That's still relying on your front. Yeah. Okay, talk about me selling hopium. But that's essentially what you have to do to win this game. But at some point, your secondary is going to have to hold up. On the left side right now, across from Trayvon Diggs, we have been suffering. And whether it be with Deron Bland, whether it be with Nashawn Wright, it doesn't matter who we put over there. That has been the weakest link. Is that something this week, as you're working in practice, how do you get that fixed on a moment's notice going in versus Tom?
They got to send help. All right, they got to send help. Like, I understand, like, Diggs on the side that he's on, man. I think Diggs is a top 3 corner in this league. Last year he got all those interceptions, which was great, but his technique was kind of, there was left to be had out there. There was some left to be had. But this year, I feel like he's turned the corner, has become a complete corner as far as being able to take the football away, being able to shut down receivers. We've seen what he was able to do against one of the best in Justin Jefferson. All right,
do you travel him?
I'm traveling him. All right, I'm traveling him up with Evans. I'm sitting there saying, everything. I'm putting him on there. I'm saying, look, Diggs, you got to have this matchup. You got to be able to put your hands on this man. And I'm not saying shut him out completely because that's a hard thing to do in this league, but you got to limit him over there. And I'm putting all my other assets, and I'm helping that young guy out on the other side. I'm helping Bland out, and I'm helping whoever they decide to put out there, whether it's Mullen, Wright, Alexander, whoever the case may be. I'm helping them out there, and I'm saying, Diggs, you got to handle this on your own over there because we know Tom Brady, he watches film. Yeah. And he's looking at that and saying, man, they were wearing that. Whoever was over there, it don't matter. They were wearing those guys out over there. And you got, not only do you have Godwin in the slot, so Bland's going to have his hands full, but you got Julio Jones coming off of a couple weeks of rest. All right, now I'm not saying he's the old Julio.
He's still Julio.
But he can still give you some gas on that outside.
That's a big-time catch you made in week 1.
Exactly, on Anthony Brown. So, to me, you're gonna have your fill over there in wide receivers. You gotta put some expenses over there. You gotta have a safety leaning over the top to help against the deep ball. Maybe a linebacker buzzing underneath. But we gotta make sure we keep everything in front of you because that's the last thing you want to do is give Tom Brady a cheap one over the top, and he's already sitting there with a 7-0 spot. That's just not what you want to do.
Do you agree with that game plan about traveling Diggs, or do you say leave him where he is?
I agree with it, but I think you got to mix it up from time to time, just because with motions and shifts, I think if you just say, hey man, we're going to travel this guy every time. Yeah. There are ways that they can find a way to then isolate him throughout motion or line up in twins and bring him back or whatever, and then still get him one-on-one with whoever they want. So I think you got to mix it up and say, hey man, 80% of the time you're going to travel, but I'll tell you when you're traveling just to make sure that they don't know exactly where he's going to be at. But that's the worst part about this game is that you have to do all that for one position. Yeah. You still got to stop the run. Yes. You still got to worry about the slot because Godwin is no slouch. He's actually probably one of the best slot receivers in the league. You still got to do all that, and you got to focus all this attention on trying to figure out how you stop Mike Evans. Oh, and Julio Jones, who has been resting for the last few weeks.
Oh, well, that's a lot to take in, and but we're gonna take our first break, and when we come back, we're gonna talk about a guy that probably lives rent free in one of our coaches' heads. Stay with us here on the Players Lounge. We'll be back with more.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King. Rule the day.
Attention Cowboys fans looking for the best shave of your life. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Imagine not having to buy blades as often and getting more smooth shaves than your old razor, guaranteed or your money back. After more than 10 years of research and over 150 company patents, ShaveLogic is proud to offer Cowboys fans a special offer. For a limited time, visit ShaveLogic.com and get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com now for more smooth shaves guaranteed.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Dak Prescott and your Dallas Cowboys are headed to Tampa Bay to take on Tom Brady and the Buccaneers in the wild card round on the end of the 2022 NFL playoffs. Come out to Miller Lighthouse at AT&T Stadium for a free wild card watch party on Monday, January 16th. Cheer on the boys alongside the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders and rowdy while enjoying lawn games, food trucks, music, and more. Gates open at 5:30 and kickoff is at 7:15. For more information, visit DallasCowboys.com/2022 playoffs. Back in action here at the SWBC Mortgage Studios. Heckma Harrison, Danny McCray, Bear Church. Yes, guys, before I took a break, I said there's a player that lives rent-free in this coach's head. And I do believe it's Tom Brady to Dan Quinn. There's no way Dan Quinn does not hate Tom Brady. There's no possible way. I understand, like, you interview these coaches, they give you all this coach's speech and all these metaphors and all this happy stuff, whatever. Mm-hmm. If you was one of his boys sitting down with him at a cigar bar and you asked him this question about Tom Brady, he says that bloop, 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 bloop. Yep. Because for 6 quarters, Dan Quinn has beaten this man. Yeah. One man has taken 2 Super Bowl rings from him.
That's a lot of achievements too. You got that Super Bowl. You don't. He's probably still the head coach.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
In Atlanta right now. Mm-hmm. I mean, you got to feel some type of way.
You have to.
You
have to. And when you look at the numbers, everything that you look at, again, you have to be living under a rock to not know that the Cowboys lost on Sunday, and everybody and their mama is telling you about why the Cowboys can't win on Monday because they never beat Tom Brady. Mm-mm. Ever.
8-0, 7-0.
You've never beat Tom Brady. Ever. This has never happened. You've never seen it. Okay? In your mind, mentally, even with all of those, and let's not even talk about the last time that the Dallas Cowboys has won a road playoff game.
Man,
you guys were probably still in pre-K.
That's a lot of stats against you.
You guys were in.
I'm trying to think.
No. I'm laying it all out there. Keeping it 100. Keeping it 100. There's a lot against you in this game. If you look at it, you have a quarterback that has beat your defensive coordinator down several times. You have a quarterback that you have never beaten. So, Danny McCray. Ray of sunshine, sell me a unicorn.
Sell a big dog.
Sell me a unicorn. Tell me how.
I sold my last unicorn to TCU.
Tell me.
I'm sold out.
Come on, dog.
I'm sold
Please, just put a bone on a horse's head. Do something. Tell me.
I'm sold out. If anything, I will have to. I'm going to take the same route that I used when everybody kept coming back talking about. See that pattern that the Cowboys on? They lose 1, win 2, lose 1, win 4, and I'm like, that is irrelevant. All right, this is irrelevant. All the losses that the Cowboys have to Tom Brady in the past are irrelevant when they play on Monday. This is probably the worst off that the Cowboys have caught Tom Brady.
Yeah.
This is probably the worst off, like team-wise.
He down bad right now.
When you're looking at how the season went, how it ended for him, they snuck into the playoffs. This is probably your best shot at saying, you know what, hey, yeah, we gonna kick him right now.
Yeah.
Kick him. The worst part about it is, damn, we down 2. So this is the battle of two teams who are looking for anything to find that little motivation to kickstart them into a deep run into the playoffs. And great for us that we've never beaten Tom Brady. And it is Tom Brady. So if you somehow figure out a way to pull off this win, I think the confidence of this team goes through the roof. But you got to figure out a way to beat them.
Yeah.
And Dan Quinn just ain't been able to do it in those big-time moments. So hopefully third time's the charm.
Yeah.
Two Super Bowls, no. This is the next biggest moment. The regular season, yeah, whatever. This is your next biggest moment. Hopefully the third time is the charm. And y'all know how I feel about Dan Quinn. So I think, I'm going to just hold that until, because that left corner spot got me. I need to figure out if Leighton Vanderveer's playing too.
Yeah.
I'll hold off on it, but I want Dan Quinn to have as many tools in the box as he possibly can. And right now, we just a little light. So I'm going to wait until the injury report and all this stuff start to come out before
I understand that.
Before I say.
It makes me nervous, man. It makes me nervous overall because if you look at it, I'd rather be going against a team in Tampa that maybe had won, the last couple games. So they come in here, we overlooking the Cowboys. They ain't nothing, Now they're in the same predicament kind of that the Cowboys are in. They struggled throughout the season, up and down. Man, but, the only thing that the Cowboys can really grasp onto in all reality, if you look at it, is, Tampa Bay struggles immensely in running the football. And that's something that the Dallas Cowboys struggle in stopping it. But Leonard Fournette, I forget the guy named White. That's just kind of they go back and forth in the backfield. They struggle. They struggle really bad to run the ball, and hopefully we get some of that struggles on Monday. I don't like that I'm hearing that the center Jensen might be coming back for Tampa Bay because that was their Travis Frederick. That was the guy that kind of had their whole offensive line going in the right direction. So
hurt all year.
Hurt all
now
year.
He
wants to come back.
Now all of a sudden, holy water.
Holy water.
So he lives. He's risen.
That's going to be a hurt piece right there if he's able to go out there. But the only thing maybe the Cowboys. Haskins, maybe he can come back in there because we played better against the run when he was involved. And then Van Der Esch. Van Der Esch was having one of his better seasons. So hopefully he can come back in there and stop it. But right now, heck, I'm not going to lie to you, man. I'm grasping for straws right now. I'm just, man.
Because he remember how many rushing yards they put up on us on week 1.
Fournette had
152.
Same team. Van Der Esch played.
Yeah.
Same team.
Yeah.
And you had AB.
Yeah, it's the same guys, bro.
Yeah, you had a full secondary.
Yeah, you had all you guys.
Yeah, and you go into it, and then that's like one of those times where like you play a team, and then they beat you, and you hope that they go on to have a really good season, so then that can validate, like, you know what, everybody lost to them. But it didn't happen that way. We went out there and lost, and but we ended up winning 12 games.
Yeah.
Right.
And they somehow struggled and scratched and clawed and found their way into the playoffs, and now we're about to play them again. And it's like, all right, at first we thought this was a really good team, and now you realize that it's not. And you like, man, we got to go beat this team that's really not that good.
In their place.
We should beat them in their place because we should be better than them based off how the seasons went. But right now, I don't think anybody in Cowboys Nation is just like super confident that that's going to happen. One, because you lost to them in week 1. They rushed the ball on you, and they're not a good running team. So what's to say that won't happen again?
That's true.
We got some stuff to figure out this week. That's why I'm glad we don't play until Monday, man. So we got some extra time. We got some guys that can heal up with an extra
Get the
day.
lab.
All right, we got some guys on the O-line who can get a little bit more unity in there.
There it is.
Because, I'm sure we'll talk about what McCarthy said about Tyron Smith a little later. But, yeah, it's a learning process. Big Nate says it all the time. He says, hey, man, move from left to right is not as easy as just, hey, I'm going from strong safety to free safety. All right? No, it is a entirely different process of working your right side of your body and your left side of your body. Yeah. Your strong, dominant hand may be your right. If you move over to the left, now it has to be a whole different thing, and vice versa from left to right. So Tyron Smith is working, trying to figure it out. Hopefully this is the week where it gets figured out because we need him.
Yeah. Which side of the ball, guys, looking at this matchup with Tampa,
do you come in with the most confidence in? And I'm not saying that you have a whole lot of confidence in either side, all right? But I'm just saying, if there's one side of the ball that you can say, I have the most confidence in this side of the ball.
I got to go, even with the injuries, I got to say I'm still leaning on the defensive side of the football.
Okay.
Because you still have that D-line. You still got Micah Parsons. You still got Tank and all those guys up there that can still get after the quarterback, I believe. So I'm saying the defensive side of the football still is the strength of this team, even though they struggled a little bit here and there. But the most important side, I believe, has got to be that offensive side, and it got to be Dak, because you cannot turn the football over. If you turn the football over and give Brady even more opportunities to go out there and throw the dagger on you, more than likely he's going to take advantage of it. So the strength is defense, in my opinion, but the most important side is definitely that offense and taking care of the football.
He's just going to steal both sides.
He just did that.
But I was sitting there for the second. I'm going opposite of church. I'm going with the offense.
Yeah.
I think the offense has to do something spectacular.
But are you most confident?
I'm most confident that our offense can move the ball against their defense.
Ooh.
And the reason why is because I have no idea if Leighton Vander Esch is playing. I have no idea if we're going to be able to stop the run or if we can hold up on that left corner spot. Those are huge question marks for you to go into a game playing against a Mike Evans, Julio Jones, and Godwin. Mm-hmm. They're huge question marks. So I need to see, one, who's going to be healthy, and two, I know that, like, I'm like you on this one. Like, I know Dak can play better.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm gonna keep saying, hey man, it's gonna click. Yeah. It's gonna click. And when it does, if it does, then you have an entirely different team. Your team is entirely different when he is clicking on all cylinders. He's hitting CeeDee Lamb. He's hitting Dalton Schultz. Tony Pollard and Zeke are rolling because Dak is on his stuff. You're a totally different team. Yeah. So I believe that he still has it in him. He has to. He got $40 million a year. He got it in him somewhere. Yeah. He better find it. Yeah. But I think he can. So I think that is, to me, our ability, if he shows up to play how he should. Receivers are catching the ball. We got the addition of T.Y. Hilton. If all those guys show up, I think then they will be the strength of the team this week.
Okay. The key for me is what you said in that statement was Zeke and Tony Pollard getting rolling. This whole offense, the balance that they've had, and you think about the way that they survived those 5 games after Dak Prescott got hurt in the first game, was through the running game. That's something you've been preaching from the beginning. Mm-hmm. Kellen, run the damn ball. And so you're back to that point. And there are a lot of people in this fan base that feel like, I don't want to see you running on first down no more and blah, 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 whatever. But even in this situation versus Tom Brady, I think you say the best way to defeat Tom Brady is keep him sitting down on the other side.
That's it.
And that's going to take a matter of skill in itself by field position, ball control. Running the ball is basically what's going to have to happen. And where I feel like Dak Prescott has been at his best is when play action is actually working. Yeah. When the team isn't fooled by it, because I think you said it, that this defensive coordinator is going to bring everybody to the line of scrimmage and say, beat me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, beat me. This is the only way, okay? And if you're able to plow through that with your running game and have any success, then that sets you up for everything else that you want to look for over the top. So I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to put my feather. That's going to be a feather in my hat. You ain't going to be able to use that one to get me got more ammo. Thank you. We're going to take our last break on the Players Lounge, and we'll be back with more talking about this defense.
Nobody protects you from mayhem like Allstate. You hear that? I'm a torrential downpour. Torrential? What's that even mean? It means you can't see out of your windshield. And if you have the wrong car insurance, you might have to make it rain to fix your bumper. So switch to Allstate, save money, and be better protected from mayhem, like me.
Based on coverage and limits selected, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. In most states, prices vary based on how you buy. Allstate Bar and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys.
And they snap it to Prescott, who looks right. It's not there. He escapes left. He'll run for a first down.
Just like football, when it comes to crypto, it's important to have a team you can trust. With blockchain.com, I know I'm in good hands. Since 2011, they've been trusted by millions around the world to buy, sell, and trade cryptocurrency.
Prescott's going to run this himself. Run it up the middle, and he scores.
Whether you're new to crypto or an active trader, they've got you covered. What are you waiting for? Get started at blockchain.com.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
With Smoothie King's original Angel Food and new Angel Food Slim without added sugar, you no longer have to choose between treating yourself and hitting your goals this summer. You don't have to choose between great taste and feeling great. Because at Smoothie King, every blend is made with whole fruits and no syrups, so you can satisfy your cravings without compromise. The only choice you will need to make is which one is best for you. Try our classic Angel Food or the new Angel Food Slim, blended without added sugar. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Back to the Players Lounge.
It's playoff week, and the boys need you, Cowboy Nation. Show your team pride and support this postseason with the best gear in the league. Head to the nearest pro shop or log on to shop.dallascowboys.com. A Fanatics experience, and let's get rowdy. Let's get rowdy. Come on, man. It's playoff week.
It's
Playoff week, man. Y'all got to feel good about this, man. Yeah, playoff.
I love the enthusiasm.
And I have to have something, you know.
Got an extra day for the game. So
I got to have something, Danny McCray. I come in here every day with you. I have to be prayed up. I have to get myself together. I be like, you know what? I'm going to walk up out of here feeling good about my Cowboys. I'm going to see a victory.
Won't he do it?
Won't he will. That's what I'm telling you. That's how I feel. But I tell you what, another thing that really has been worrying me, and this is a guy I watch every play. I'm singled in on him. I'm going to make sure I see where number 11 is.
Must be the briefcase.
Something going on. Something going on. The bazooka has been misfiring.
Ooh. Uh-oh. We got blanks in there?
And on the bazooka, ain't good. On the bazooka, ain't good. And, you know, I think it has, I don't want to call it a sophomore slump or hit the wall or any of that. I think I misread, personally, what kind of physical undertaking it was going to be for him to play defensive end. It has taken its toll on him.
Yeah.
And if you want a fresh player, you need him going into the playoffs. And I really didn't believe that he should have been playing last Sunday, but I can tell that he's banged up, and it's hard for him to take that beating. And I don't know if I'm reading the room the wrong way, or if y'all have seen the same thing, but to me, Micah, it doesn't look like himself, a shell of himself, and it may be because of the position that he's playing. I ask you guys, going into this Tampa game, are you looking for him to play more linebacker, and have you noticed any deficiencies with Micah in at linebacker in the running game also?
Well, I'll say this. Look, as great of a player as Mike is, because he's definitely off to an unbelievable start. He's not the biggest of defensive ends or people that are rushing the passer. So when you're going against those 300-pounders and, the Tyron Smiths of the world each and every game and each and every play, it'll wear on you. It'll wear on you a little bit. So it's not, unexpected to see him kind of slow down just a little bit. But when you talk about the game plan and the scheme going to this game, I can see Quinn using him more as a chess piece, kind of like he was in his rookie year, where we'll have him coming off the edge. You need that pressure up the gut to kind of fluster Tom Brady up in there. Let's put him in the A gap. Let him run over the center a little bit. I can see them putting him on the weakest matchup of their offensive line. Whoever's the weakest link on that offensive line, I can see him moving him around just to get him more opportunities to affect the game and get after the quarterback. Because when you leave him on one side, as great as he is, I mean, you're going to have people chipping them. You're going to have running backs chipping them, tight ends chipping them. You're going to have plays going in the opposite direction, and it kind of nullifies his ability out there. So if you use him as a chess piece, putting him all over the place, I can see him affecting the game a lot more that way than we've seen him by just lining him up at that left end or that right end.
Yeah, man, my man Micah tired. Okay?
He's tired, boss.
He's tired, boss. Let me tell you something. Was it 4 out of the last 6 of these quarterbacks that we played have been mobile quarterbacks?
Yeah.
All right.
Chasing.
So, how many times have you seen Micah chasing a guy after rushing the quarterback?
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes you see him on the sideline, hands on the hip with the kickstand. That's with the legs crossed, right?
Yeah, we know about that.
But I'm saying, you see it often enough, right? Because he's a player who's going to give 100% every time he's out there. And most of the time, if the quarterback breaks the pocket, Mike is the closest guy to him because he's got the speed to chase the guy down. The dude, on top of playing defensive end, undersized. Yeah. Now he's also running further, more, sprint more, doing all of that, especially throughout the last 4 weeks of the season. You think about that. You got, was it Davis Mills and them were running two quarterback system. Yeah. Then you had Trevor Lawrence, who had running ability. You just came off a week where Howell scrambled for a touchdown and had the ability to get out. Yeah. Dobbs was scrambling. So you have guys who are putting that type of pressure on our D-line as a whole, but we're just speaking about Micah Parsons, who, he might be a little tired, which is, for this week, it's great. Because Tom Brady ain't scrambling nowhere. Yeah, that's all right. So once you in that rush in that tackle box, Tom Brady's most likely going to be inside that tackle box, and he's going to be making his throws from there. Or hopefully for us, he's going to be getting sacked from the tackle box. So it'll be easier on Micah Parsons this week.
The last time Micah Parsons saw Tom Brady, he had a multiple sack game.
Yeah, back to back.
And so, which was kind of crazy. I think everybody was surprised by that because of how quickly Tom Brady gets rid of the ball. And that's been the major adjustment that I've seen quarterbacks make on our defense, has been the fact that they get rid of the damn ball quick, fast. All right, to kind of nullify that pressure. And I think that's where we're seeing the back half take the most punishment. But guys, that's our time. We did it. Newish Scruggs will be back tomorrow, and I'm sure
TCU's finest.
Yeah, don't bring that hat.
And you know what?
Don't bring that hat in here, man.
I guess we didn't get no hats the last time. Nah. Do you think what's the over under? You think he'll bring us something back?
He ain't bringing no Mac. He
gonna walk in here with his salad tomorrow and his Duke's bag.
That's it. That's it. With his Lucas on.
No, you don't think he brought us nothing back from California?
He ain't bringing
nothing.
Nothing. He gonna tell us about it though, man. I went over I went over here, man. I
was with Denzel.
Yeah, he gonna have a good story.
Hey, I was with Denzel, me and Ice Cube,
hanging out.
Yeah, be in the rock. He's signing my shoes. He rock signing my shoes, man. He gonna have some stories though.
Oh my man, Newish Scruggs will be back tomorrow on the Players Lounge. So we appreciate y'all hanging out with us, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. So for Danny McCray and for Barry Church, I'm Heckman Harrison. We'll see you tomorrow.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!